All right, let's talk about a huge shift happening in technical writing. And no, it's not just about learning some fancy new software. It's way bigger than that. It's about a whole new way of thinking. We're calling it the AI first mindset. And believe me, it's changing everything for technical writers.
So let me ask you something. What if your next coworker wasn't a person at all? What if it was an AI? And I'm not talking about your basic spell checker here. I mean a real, full-on collaborator. The big question is, are you ready for that? Because that future, it's pretty much already here.
Okay, so to make this work, we really need a new writing mindset. See, for so long, technical writing has been kind of reactive, right? You wait for the features to be built, and then you document them. Well, this AI-first approach, it completely flips that on its head. It lets writers get in there from the very beginning and be proactive architects of the information.
So what exactly is this AI first mindset? Put simply, it's a strategy where you treat AI as your main collaborator. It's not just a tool you pull out at the end to catch typos. No way. It's about weaving AI into the entire process, right from the brainstorming phase all the way through to hitting publish.
To really get a handle on how this works, we need a map. And for any tech writer, that map is the good old content lifecycle. We're going to break down the 4 key stages that every piece of documentation goes through. And here they are: plan, create, review, and publish. You know these steps. They're probably second nature. But here's the fun part. What happens when we sprinkle a little AI into each one? Well, that's when things get really interesting and honestly, pretty revolutionary.
All right, let's dive in. We're going to look at how this AI-first approach completely transforms each of those 4 stages. You'll see how it shifts the writer's job away from the day-to-day grind and more towards big-picture strategy.
First up, the planning stage. You know how this usually goes? Hours and hours of manual research, trying to figure out what to write. Well, with an AI-first approach, you can have an AI scan all of your existing docs, all the user feedback, and instantly tell you, hey, here's a gap in your content, or even generate super detailed user personas for you. Your job changes from being a detective to being the expert who validates those findings.
Okay, now for stage 2, creation. And this is where things get wild. That dreaded blank page, the one that just stares back at you, it's basically a thing of the past. You can give an AI a solid outline and boom, you've got a structured first draft in seconds. Need a code snippet in Python, JavaScript, and Go? It's done, instantly. Your role completely shifts from being the person who has to grind out that first draft to being the expert editor who refines and perfects it.
And then there's the review stage. Oh, the review stage. We've all been there, right? Manually checking for style guide rules, making sure the terminology is consistent. It's tedious stuff. Well, an AI can do all of that automatically across a massive library of content in a flash. This frees up your human reviewers to do what only they can do: focus on technical accuracy and making sure the content is actually clear and helpful. Last but not least, publishing. This is that final sprint that often gets rushed, but with AI, you can automate so much of it. Imagine automatically generating summaries for each article, getting smart suggestions for SEO keywords, and creating all that important metadata without listing a finger. It not only makes the process smoother, it makes your content way easier for people to find, which is the whole point, right?
And this really gets to the heart of the whole thing. It's a powerful idea. The goal here is absolutely not to replace the expert. It's to make the expert even more powerful, like a force multiplier. Let the AI handle all the boring, repetitive stuff. That lets the human expert focus on what really matters: the high-level thinking, the strategy, the creativity. It's all about augmenting intelligence, not replacing it. So you might be wondering, what does all this mean for your career as a technical writer? Well, it's about future-proofing your job. By leaning into this mindset, you stop being just a writer of documents and you evolve into something more: an information strategist. Think about it. Your value just explodes. You become a content strategist, making the big calls on what needs to be documented. You become an AI prompt engineer, basically the person who knows how to talk to the AI to get amazing results. You're an information architect, designing the whole system of knowledge. And you're a UX advocate, a content performance analyst. You're using data to make the user's experience incredible. When you boil it all down, the transformation is pretty simple, but it's also incredibly profound. Your focus shifts away from just producing words. Instead, you're architecting knowledge.
It's like you're no longer just the person on the assembly line making the bricks. You're the architect designing the entire skyscraper.
And that leaves us with one last really important question to think about. When you let AI handle all the tactical, day-to-day stuff, you get the most precious resource of all back, your time. So the question for you is no longer, how on earth am I going to get all this written? The real question is, what amazing strategic problems am I going to solve with all this time I just got back?